Okay, having arrived at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, April 16th, 2024, I call the meeting of the Common Council of the City of Wausau to order. We will now have our council-elect members escorted in by the Police Honor Guard, followed by the posting of the colors and the national anthem by the Wausau West Choir. So please stand.
Attention. Port arm. Forward. March. Detail. Halt. Prepare to post. Post. Recover. Ready, face. Present, arms.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order, arms. Left, face. Forward, march.
Thank you. You may now be seated, and we'll have the swearing in and certification of our Mayor, Doug Denny, by Judge Greg Strasser.
Guess this is the one we sign when we're done. Okay, I'll go slow. Okay. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Doug Denny,
I, Doug Denny,
who have been elected to the office of mayor
who have been elected to the office of mayor
in and for the city of Wausau,
in and for the city of Wausau,
in Marathon County,
in Marathon County,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
but have not yet entered the duties thereof,
swear or affirm
swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge
and will faithfully and impartially discharge
the duties of this office
the duties of this office
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you, Judge.
I think you sign here and I sign here. Moran would be mad at me because I didn't bring my fountain pen.
Pat Peckham made this one.
There you go. I've got one. You want me to sign this right here, right?
Go ahead, sign now. Sure. This one? Yep. Okay, we're going to announce our and certify the alderperson. So when I call you, please stand. We'll announce you one at a time, and then the clerk will do the swearing in. So coming from District 1, we have Carol Lukens. District 2, Mike Martins. District 3, Terry Killian. District 4, Tom Neal. District 5, Gary Gisselman. District 6, Becky McElhaney. Over at District 7, Lisa Rasmussen. District 8, Sarah Watson. District 9, Vicky Tierney. District 10, Lou Larson. And District 11, Chad Henke.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me together. I state your name. Who have been elected. To the office of your district alderperson. In and for the city of Wausau. In Marathon County. But have not yet entered. Upon the duties thereof. Swear or affirm. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin. And will faithfully and impartially. Discharge the duties. Of this office. To the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations and welcome. Please, can you sign the paper copies of your oath? The less fancy one is for our official record, and the prettier one is for you to keep. You also have a copy of the certification of the election that you were elected to serve in your district.
And at this time, we'll be swearing in Judge Sauer, Judge Mark Sauer. Please present to the podium for the clerk's swearing in.
Okay. Have you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Mark Sauer,
I, Mark Sauer,
who have been elected
who have been elected
to the office of municipal judge
to the office of municipal judge
in and for the city of Wausau,
in and for the city of Wausau,
in Marathon County,
in Marathon County,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
swear or affirm
swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially
and will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of this office
of this
to the
office
best of my ability.
to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations and welcome back. You sign. That's one piece. This one. And then there's the certification of your election there. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. At this time, please welcome, we're going to have a musical performance by the Central Wisconsin Jerry Ensemble. Come on up.
Do the work, do it now. If there's something to say, then say it. Find your team, find your voice. Put it out into the world. Do the work, get it done. When you're finished, you start the next one. Or will it last? Will it count? Time will tell. Fill the space, do the work well, and do it well.
Find a way, if it matters to you, to prove it.
Make a point, make a stand, and then get it on the stage.
What you see, what you feel, is the start of an inspiration.
Give it truth, give it time, give it light. Take the chance, do the work now, and do it
If
right.
there's something that you're dying to express, there is no one that can guarantee success. But you do it nonetheless, you've got to tell your story, tell your story.
Tell the story, whatever's close at hand.
Use the canvas or a stage, or maybe then take a look and take a stand. You've got to tell your story, tell your story. Any reason can be good enough to start. If you emptied out your pockets or your heart, for the head and for the heart, you've got to tell your story, tell your story. See the vision in your head and take control. It'll cost you every atom in your soul. Let the rhythm start to roll so you can tell your story. Tell your story. Do the work, take the step, make it reckless and unexpected. Make it brave, make it wrong, but for God's sake, make it now. Do the work, there you go. Get back up if you get rejected. Plant the seed and then see how it grows. On your mark, count to 10. Do the work now. And on it goes.
On it goes.
On it
Ready? Hopefully everybody's tacked up here. We'll have the clerk call the roll.
We have 11 voting members present.
All right, first order tonight will be suspend the rules. We need a motion. Could I get a motion to suspend the rules?
Okay,
Now we're ready. We have a motion by Sarah Watson, seconded by Carol Lukens.
you may begin voting. Motion passes 11-0.
Next up, file 020432 is the ordinance adopting council rules for 2024-2026. I have a motion by Sarah Watson, second by Mike Martins. Do we have discussion? Nobody pushing request to speak? We have one request to speak. Mr. Neal.
Is this where we would voice our nominations?
No, we're still on the rules.
Okay, thank you.
You clear that? You want me to clear that? Okay. Without further discussion, we're ready to vote on the ordinance adopting the council rules.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 11-0.
Next up is item file number 020433, council elections. First item for election is council president, and I will accept nominations. Are you want to press to talk? We have Alder Killian requesting to speak. You have to push the.
Now you can.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mayor, I would like to nominate Gary Gisselman as chairman.
We have a nomination for Gary Gisselman. Mr. Gisselman, would you accept that nomination?
Yes.
That is noted. Alder Watson.
I'd like to nominate Alder Rasmussen.
We have a nomination for Alder Rasmussen. Alder Rasmussen, would you accept that
I will.
nomination?
Yes.
Okay. Alder McElhaney.
I'd like to nominate Lou Larson.
Lou Larson, would you accept that nomination for council president?
Yes.
Clear that? And nominations do not require a second. We have Vicky Tierney.
I would like to nominate Becky McElhaney.
Alder McElhaney, you've been nominated. Would you accept the nomination?
No, thank you.
Okay. Any other nominations for council president? Nominations are closed, so the clerk will explain. This will be a hand-drawn ballot. Since there are three, we will. Do you want to explain how we're going to do it? So there will be a vote. It requires a minimum of 6 to have a majority, simple majority by ballot. With 3, if one person does not get those 6, we would go to a second round.
This is a secret ballot, so you do not need to sign the bottom of the ballot. I'll bring it around.
Okay, before we tally the votes, we're going to have to do one administrative thing here, and if we don't get one person with 6, that we're going to have to make a decision as to whether we take the We don't really have to make a decision. We'll take, with the bottom person will be eliminated and we would re-vote, correct? If the council would agree to that, if anyone objects to that. So we would take the ballots, if there are three nominees, we'll take the top two and they will run off if we don't have 6. Does that make sense, Caitlin?
Can you repeat?
Go ahead.
So with a vote of 6 to 4 to 1, Lisa Rasmussen was selected as council president.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up is an accept and close nominations for Plan Commission. Alder Rasmussen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Sarah Watson for that position.
Sarah Watson, would you accept that nomination?
Yes.
We have Alder Watson as a nominee. Anyone else? Any other nominations for Plan Commission? I'm going to close the nominations for Plan Commission. And I think without objection, if we have only one nominee, Alder Watson would be the Plan Commissioner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now we're looking to accept nominations for the Wausau Waterworks Commission, and this is a simple majority vote. Alder Larson.
I would like to nominate Beckel McElhaney.
Becky, would you accept that nomination? We have Alder Becky McElhaney. Thought I saw another light on there. Do we have another?
Same nominee.
Same one? Any other nominations for Water Commission? Nominations for Water Commission are closed. We have one nominee. Without objection, Alder McElhaney, you're on the Water Commission. Congratulations. All right, next up is communication of the mayor's appointments for standing committees. Do you want to hand this?
Sure.
This one? Sure. Judy? And the clerk has one for the file. Do we need to post it on the video and over, good, overhead?
No, we'll just
Okay, we have it filed. Next item is file number 240403, confirm mayor's appointments to boards, commissions, and committees as indicated, and those were the non-standing committees, boards, commissions that were in the packets. So I would need a motion. I've got a motion from Alder Henke, second by Alder Neal. Any discussion on that packet item? Seeing no discussion,
You may begin voting. Motion passes 11-0.
up next, file number 020434, resolution designating the official newspaper. And I believe the official newspaper is the Wausau Daily Herald, which it has been for the last 121 years, I think. And I have a motion by Alder Lukin, second by Alder Henke. Any discussion? Alder Larson.
Does it have to be a print newspaper? I mean, it can't be something that's online as such as the Wausau Pilot Review?
Yeah, this has come up a number of times. And
I mean, I'm just wondering if it's come up a number of times.
Yes.
I'm asking again to see if anything has changed.
It has not changed. However, some of the online newspapers have expressed an interest if they can get the requisite software or capability to do that. We have not, I shouldn't speak for the clerk, but have we heard from anyone else interested? No.
No, but we do regularly notify local print and digital news outlets of meetings.
So the Wausau Pilot Review, is this qualified then because it's not a print newspaper?
I believe,
Is that correct?
city attorney, I think that it's a daily.
Not because it's not print. I didn't bring the statute with me, but nothing's changed, and I believe it's because you have to demonstrate so many subscribers or your circulation, how many you reach. Usually that's done with print subscriptions. I don't know if they're able to do that with print media. I'm not sure. But no, I think the mayor was asking if anyone else had expressed an interest in being designated the legal newspaper. So I don't think anything's changed.
So we can't designate them as a legal newspaper?
I don't believe so.
Okay, thank you.
Not at this time, if I may. I did ask the editor of the, some time ago, and there was that issue, as the city attorney mentioned. But if they become qualified, we'd certainly put them in the mix. Alder Neal.
Thank you. Well, I was going to bring up the same point as Alder Larson. Looking at the Wausau Pilot and Review's Facebook presence alone, they have 26,000 followers. And the Daily Herald is dwindling in its circulation, has been for years, as a lot of print media dwindling in their widespread, in-home. Also, the Wausau Pilot and Review, you can subscribe, but you can just go online and look at it for free, whereas a paid subscription is necessary for the printed paper. Looking at the wording that we got, it never said anywhere that used the word print or printed. It said published. The Wausau Pilot refers to itself as a newspaper, and it's published, daily. So I think it might qualify if we could look at that. So I don't know if this is something that we can move on and vote on tonight, or it's something that needs to be looked into. Thank you.
Well, I guess some options could be to table this, but I think we wouldn't want to designate the Pilot and Review if they for some reason weren't willing to accept that responsibility. Correct. It's your pleasure. Alder Larson.
After Mr. Alder Neal's comment, I would like to table this for now till further investigation until we figure out if we can allow the Wausau Pilot Review represent us or the Wausau Daily Herald. So my motion is to table this until.
So we have a motion on the floor to table the newspaper official designation. Do we have a second?
What's second? I don't have a button.
One.
Stand by. Is it up? Okay, so we have a motion to table item 020434 until such time we can determine that the newspaper in question would be capable of accepting it. Any further comment on tabling? Oh, Alder Martins.
Oh, thank you, and maybe this is a question that's directed towards the city attorney. Will tabling this matter affect the operation of the city in any way in posting public notices?
I would direct that to the clerk because you're the one that posts all those things and publishes notices, so I don't know how often you do that.
For every city council and committee meeting. we
Okay.
have, So,
So if this were not tabled but postponed until the next meeting, we could postpone it until next Tuesday to the next council meeting. Would that cause problems for the clerk's
I
office?
think we would just go ahead and stay with the Wausau Daily Herald until this would be changed.
Right.
Because there isn't,
If it's
because
changed.
beyond meeting notices, isn't there other legal notices that are published too, say like zoning changes and?
Correct.
So those, so we would need a repository for that post, in a timely manner if we need to keep moving as a municipality, so. But I think if we can wait 1 week, that probably won't cause hardship. I hope it won't cause hardship.
So then the motion is to table until the April 23rd meeting. Or is that postponement more
Correct.
appropriate? Okay.
I'll put that in a motion.
Alder Gisselman.
Well, my question is, what exactly is the question that we're waiting for? Are we waiting for if they will, I think I heard some things about them being accepted, or is it legal? I would think that there would be some ways of judging the legality, or if other city councils throughout Wisconsin, I'm sure that other places have faced this issue, if it's legal, if it's, or what are the rules with regard to having because it is official newspaper, I would think we would need to know if it's legal beyond if the pilot is willing to do it.
I think
guess
it's
that's my
both,
point.
right. Provide them a copy of the statute, make sure they meet the requirements, and then ask them if they're willing to serve in that capacity.
Well, but the pilot was, I don't believe the pilot was nominated as the paper. I think the Herald was so the inquiry is just with regard to the pilot. Wouldn't we have to ask the pilot after well, I'm sure the city attorney will figure it out. Thank you.
So if you look at Section 985.031 of the statutes, it says for at least 2 of the 5-year period prior to publication of a notice, the paper must have published regularly and continuously in the municipality and must have a bona fide paid circulation of at least half of its circulation and must have a designated number of subscribers. That's what the statute says, so we'll have to interpret that, see if they meet that. Thank you, Mayor.
Alder Neal, number 1 in the hopper for speaking.
Yes, thank you. Perhaps as we look forward to, coming to this question next week, perhaps we could even be creative and say, let's have a print and an online official media outlet, and make that our standard going forward, since, electronic media is so widespread and used by just about everybody. It might be smart to, like, yeah, it's been 121 years or whatever, but maybe now we go print and electronic and have two designated official outlets. Might be something to talk about.
We'll talk about it. It looks like we have Alder Henke.
Thank you. These are our rules. Is this something we could change this at any time throughout the term, correct?
Designating the official newspaper?
Yeah.
No, that's not part of your rules. Your rules are codified in our local ordinances. This is a state statute that we have to comply with.
So once we vote on it, it's set for 2 years, period?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any further comment? Seeing no further comment,
Okay, you are going to vote on the motion to table item 020434 until April 23rd, 2024 council meeting. You may begin voting. Motion passes 9-2.
all right, that is going to be tabled until next week, the 23rd. Up next, item, file number 020435, resolution designating public depositories. Mary Ann, is that yours?
I guess this is another compliance resolution, and it basically contains an inventory of all the financial institutions that we use. There are a couple that probably would generate some questions. For example, I think it's called, is it First Bank? Sorry. First Bank in Watoma. They just, the bank just changed its name. That's why I had to look to see what it was called. But, we use a third-party EMS biller, and they are located in Watoma, and so that's why we have that financial institution there. So some of them seem odd, but there's a logical explanation for them. And then Principal Bank and Trust and Pershing, where's that? Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe I left one off. Oh, no. Bank of New York, Mellon, both of those are serving as the financial institution where our third-party custodian is holding our securities for us. That would be considered, the safest practice to use, to have a third party hold securities. So that's why we have those too. The rest of them, I think, are pretty much local financial institutions, and then the local government investment pool for people new on the council. The state of Wisconsin invests its own money and the Wisconsin Retirement System funds, and they allow all forms of local government, schools, to maintain funds there. The interest rates are generally better than we can get at a bank. And so that's the local government investment pool, and it's considered very liquid. We can, draw funds in a day.
Thank you. Any comments, any requests to speak?
I would just add that U.S. Bank is our main bank. That's our working bank where we are issuing checks from each week and issuing payroll. And the county uses U.S. Bank as well. With Workday now, we are integrated with U.S. Bank, so that has made some significant improvements of how we manage our banking. And the state of Wisconsin did RFP for banking services. U.S. Bank was awarded that contract, and all government entities can piggyback on that RFP. So that is how we came to bank at U.S. Bank.
No further comment?
You may begin voting. Motion passes 11-0.
That brings us to comments by the mayor and alders and council members. Who would have thought the newspaper would be the controversial item tonight? Great. I've got 2 minutes of something, and then I'll turn it over to the council. So I'd just like to thank the attendees here tonight. It's truly been a humbling ceremony, more pomp and circumstance this year. Thank you to the clerk. Great job. Thank you all for coming. Your continued interest and support will be crucial to the task ahead. Wausau is a special place. For 165 years, it has been a place where people have come for political freedoms and economic opportunities to be self-supporting. From Pomeranian Germans fleeing religious persecution in the 1870s and 1880s to the Hmong resettlement in the 1970s and 1980s, people have come here looking for a better life. Today, we rededicate city government to the goal of keeping that promise. Wausau is at a crossroads. In Wisconsin, it is the convergence of east-west, north-south. We should be marketing that location to many service companies that do business statewide right here in Wausau. Wausau is a place of healing. It is a regional medical center. We should be working on growing the number and size of local medical education programs and residencies to ensure that we have the workforce to keep Wausau a destination for health services. And Wausau is a tourist destination. Marathon County ranks 9th among 72 counties for the number of tourists. People come here primarily for active sports like biking, kayaking, skiing. But today, more and more people can work from home. That is why I want to launch the Why Not Work Where You Play campaign and remind those tourists they could live here year-round. What's most important moving ahead here the next 18 months? I'm going to look at three things. We're going to look at three things. First, we need immediate focus on the imperative of moving to improve our business climate. Wausau needs to be professional and attractive to those who risk their capital, hire our residents, and earn and enjoy success in our community. Second, our streets are in a need a great deal of attention, and we cannot expect to be viewed as a squared-away community with potholes everywhere. We need to get some headway on that, and I think we're already heading that direction. And then third, our property taxes are high, our water rates and sewer bills are soaring. The city debt has reached a maximum levels, and prudent priority setting is going to be crucial. How do we get there? As a council unified behind the mission to provide core municipal services in the most effective and efficient manner. Together, we will prioritize and execute the mission in the best interest of Wausau citizens. I would hope to guess that no one in this room is opposed to making progress on any of those issues. To quote Robert Kennedy, progress is a nice word, but change is its motivator, and change has its enemies. End quote. We will have to defeat the enemies of change to make real progress. And today, I'm asking for your steadfast and continuing help in making the progress that is necessary. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll open it up for council members instead of going in order, so we're not putting anyone on the spot. Go ahead. Do we have it set so we can just raise hands?
Yep.
I'll take, anyone want to take a stab? Alder Neal.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I had just closed my iPad, so I'd be frantically looking to get back in there for pushing buttons. I just want to add a little addendum to the mayor's stated aspirations for the city. I'm a retired marketing person, a lifelong marketer, and if there's anything I carry from my career, it's the truism that if you don't get the word out there, nobody will know. So I think it should be a priority on the part of staff, the administration, and all of us here to think of creative ways to market ourselves using whatever avenues are available, because we need to get the word out to people that might not even be thinking about us right now. And that's whether it's new residents, whether it's new businesses, as you say, service industries, manufacturers, whatever. We need to touch them out there. And that requires a concerted marketing strategy with very clear tactics attached. So I hope that becomes an immediate priority for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neal. Alder Rasmussen.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank everyone for coming tonight, thank my peers for entrusting me this term to be your council president. We have lots of work ahead. That work isn't always easy. There are daily challenges that we'll find that we will need to work our way through. As a community, I believe we're up to those challenges. I think that there's lots of opportunity here in this term for us all to learn, to be called to serve in areas that we've not before. That's an opportunity to learn a lot of new things. I also think that in the spirit of cooperation, we don't always have to agree all the time, but we do have to foster a spirit of forward cooperation. I think that one of the good things that a council president can do is work to build a bridge between this council and the mayor's office to make sure that we all, as best we can, are pushing the ship in the same direction. Because I think if we push in 11 different directions, we will end up with a whole lot of chaos and no progress. So certainly that's my goal. I've always in the past started out my council presidencies with a council retreat in a rather informal setting that allows us to come together as a group and do some visioning, talk to one another about things that we all have just heard from our neighbors that mean a lot to them, and try to set some priorities for things that we would like to work, issues that we would like to impact in the next 2 years. 1 year in, we'll reconvene to check our progress and see if we are heading in the right direction, if we're moving the needle or not. If we aren't and we need to change our strategy, we certainly can do that. So I will work with the staff to get those meetings put together for a council retreat and a visioning session. The other thing that I think is of value is when we are given as council members training opportunities and opportunities to tour the departments that actually do the work here. One of the best ways to be successful as a council member is to understand the work that people do and what it takes to do the jobs that they do. And so I will also work to get some sessions set up where we can get acquainted with operations and really get to tour the facilities and see where the work happens and what they're doing out there in the streets so that we can understand it at a deeper level. I think that we're asked to make an awful lot of decisions in this chamber, whether it's through funding or staffing, that impact that work on a routine basis. And I think if we all understand those operations, it's easier for us to make those decisions and it's easier for us to make good decisions. So those are my goals. But thank you, everyone, and looking forward to a great 2-year term.
Thank you, Alder Rasmussen. Anyone? Floor is yours. Alder Killian.
I just wanted to let the residents of District 3 know what an honor it is for me to represent them. I have seen tremendous progress in that district over the last 4 years, and it will be my goal over the next 2 years to continue that progress and keep the voices of my residents heard. But I wanted to say one thing that's a little on the lighter side. Mayor Denny talked about the city debt, and I want you to look at my nameplate. My first day in office, I saved the city money. They didn't have to buy me a new nameplate.
Thank you, Alder Killian. Any more takers? Come on, here's your chance. All right, I hear we have cake in the lobby, and we are going to take a motion to adjourn. All right, would entertain Alder Larson.
I'll make a
Second
motion
by-
to adjourn.
And we have a second by Alder Lukens. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Check. Yeah. Yeah, went well. Yeah. Hi. Yes, that's what they said last night. I'm not sure specifically what the issues are. The new people, like Vicky and Terry, said she couldn't, like her login and password didn't work. So I don't think it was